Buenos dias from Guanajuato, Mexico. I've walked about half an hour outside of the main historical center to a different area of the city that I've never been to before. I'm looking for what is called the Presa de Olla. I think that's what it's called. This is a man-made lake and dam. Supposed to be pretty historical and picturesque. Here is the dam, but it's completely dry. The pictures I saw had water billowing out up here and like up on here too. We are here at the middle of March, which I think is the end of the dry season, so it makes sense. Second century of construction of Esta Presa de la Olla, 1749 to 1949. Okay. Still a very interesting construction. They obviously had aesthetics in mind when they were designing it. Ah, there's water up here. Maybe they like open it at certain times or something.
I think if you open it, it'll just flow out like draining a bathtub.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Very pretty. Nice ducks over there. Ah, very nice. Since the water is full in this lake, it must mean that they open the dam at some points to let the water through. So it's purposefully closed off right now. But the water is in really good shape. Like, it doesn't stink. Like, it doesn't seem like stale water. I'm not sure what this watchtower thing was constructed for. Seems very elaborate. I do like these ducks. Wanna go for a swim?
Yeah, I would actually. Just looking very cool.
Our plan is to go to this viewpoint, but I didn't really realize the elevation difference from here. Not quite prepared for that much of a hike. I probably would have brought my water, but I think we're gonna go for it anyway. Should be worth the views. We're coming up to the second dam here. It looks very picturesque. Wow. Oh, look at this. A gigantic serpent.
Oh, cool. Pizza color.
Yeah. Neat. You can start to see the Islamic Spanish influence on these floral tiles here. Depending on how old this one is, yeah, maybe it does look older than the other one we were looking at. It's the Alhondiga de Granarias in the historical center, I believe. Lovely. Oh, and is this what we saw on our way to the hacienda?
Yes.
Recognizing all the things.
I've seen 100 of those.
Yeah, who knows exactly where that is. This is very nice. 1937. I'd love to see a doorway like that with the floral.
You see a lot of them with the arch.
Yeah. Presa de San Renovato. I'm not sure what Presa means. It might be dam. This one is very dry. Holy cow. Ugh. Dang. Interesting to see. Impressive view of the mountains. I'm actually not sure how we're supposed to get up there. Not seeing a pathway or anything. I think that means it must be that way.
It goes this way or this way?
I think down the actual path.
Yeah, I'm more confident with this one.
This looks like the monument at the top of the hill, so presumably it is this way.
There's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Huh. Okay, so we must be here.
Ish, yeah.
Well, yeah, it doesn't really show how to get up to the top. We've decided to go for it, although it does seem a bit sketchy. There's another sign.
Yeah.
Here's the first view of the lake from the hike. Looks amazing. It's still way up there. We've been uncertain about which way to go because it kind of looks like a closed off road with like gates and stuff. But we have seen this sign.
Faro. I bet that means chimney.
Oh, I think you're right.
I've seen that word a few times.
Yeah.
And this looks like a giant chimney.
Yes, that makes sense. So I'm assuming, well, I mean, it is directly pointing to it from this trajectory, but assuming it's meeting this path right here. Hope has been restored for now. We've decided to call the hike on the Faro Lighthouse viewpoint. We scrambled all the way to the top here, but there's only this like sheer cliff here, which we could climb if we really wanted to. But it feels like we're getting the view well enough from down just like 10 feet below, so it's good enough. There doesn't seem to be a way to actually climb. here is the view anyway. We are back on relatively flat ground now. I feel a bit foolish for attempting that hike, as a matter of fact, after not doing any research, just kind of seeing it on Google Maps and not even really thinking about it, just going, oh yeah, we're gonna check that out, not being prepared at all for such a vertical climb. Like, that was a lot harder than the La Bufa hike, which is this mountain over there that we did a couple days ago. Much steeper than that, with a lot of loose rocks, loose gravel on hands and feet trying to climb up and climb down. So that was a bit foolish to have attempted that in the first place. But sometimes that happens. Sometimes the excitement of travel gets in the way of sound logic. On our way back to the lake now. We've come back to the main historical center of the city. It was meant to be a really chill day in the park, just sitting on a bench and admiring the man-made lake, maybe having a lunch or whatever over there, but we made a bit of a foolish decision by seeing that viewpoint and not immediately saying, that's not what we expected, we're not prepared for this, and just not doing that because I didn't have the right shoes, I didn't have the right clothes on, we didn't have any water. We definitely should not have attempted a hike of that type, especially without knowing what kind of hike it was in the first place, because I think, as I said before, it ended up being much steeper and harder to climb than our La Bufa hike, which we were very prepared for. So, a bit of a foolish decision, but all is well that ends well. We did not die, we just got a little tired. So now we are in this cozy restaurant nearby our Airbnb. It is called Restaurante El Oasis, Cocina Tradicional Mexicana, and we're gonna have some comfort food. I got some pozole. I haven't had this in a really long time. That is exactly what I wanted. And you've got a chicken salad over here. Looks a little small for you. You're gonna need more. No. You can have some.
You got a salad with
Yeah, I do. Great. But regardless, the Presa de Olla area was a very beautiful, chill area of Guanajuato. Just when we think we've explored most of the historic center, we find a different area, and I'm very impressed with the architecture all around. It looked like it was like a really upscale residential area at one time or something like that. Some legislative buildings and stuff like that. Really impressive buildings around that area. So cool to hang out there, and a lot more exploring of Guanajuato to come.